What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Aviation 767 and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Today we have the annual unboxing for Christmas. This year, of course, 2025. So we got two models, a 767-300ER and a Airbus A319. So first off, this is a 2013 model by Gemini Jets. And obviously you have here on the box, you have 767, the model aircraft type, American Airlines, 2D model, and then of course on the very top left, Gemini Jets. We can look inside here, which is pretty cool. Obviously the model fits the regular size box, and it has of course the pamphlet with all that information. If you want to read it, I'll try to get a good frame of it for you. There we go, and then all that too. Right there, focus. Sort of. So there's all that. Obviously the back of the box is the back. It usually has like Facebook and whatever, and of course, like I said, it's a 2013 model. It's a very old model, 12 years. So with that being said, let's go ahead and open the box and unbox the model. So standard, you got a piece of plastic here to kind of keep it from scraping the plastic on the top, and there's that. And here's the model. Something I do want to point out with these older models, which is what I always point out, is the quality of them is so much better than what the quality is nowadays with models from any company. Basically, you could squish the engines, if you will. They don't really move. I'm using a decent amount of force. They don't move. They're really solid. The whole entire plane is super solid, and that's kind of something we don't see often nowadays in model manufacturing, which is sad. But obviously that happens with, they don't want to spend that much money. They want to make a model and make money. So we're going to start off with the initial review. Starting off first, of course, with every model, we have the nose cone and cockpit windows here. Heading down to the front landing gear, looks pretty normal right there. And then up here we of course have the L1 door leading onto the small one world bubble or circle right there on the top right of that door. Moving back, we have the American title and I guess a little logo. And of course we have, moving back, the L2 door and L3 over the wing. And moving further back, we of course have the wing here, landing gear, and engine, which, if you are curious, the engines of this aircraft are two GCS6 80C2B6. Pretty strong engines right there. And then let's flip the aircraft up. Actually, as you can see here, there is the emergency slides leading off the back of the aircraft onto those inner flaps. On the top, of course, we have, this is an older model, so there's no Wi-Fi box, and of course American did retire this, but you can see there's some different detail there for the real thing. Coming on back here, we have the aft, I wouldn't say cargo door, but aft little door, if you will. And of course, the registration is November 368 Alpha, which yes, it is. Wanted to make sure. So that is the registration. And if we flip it onto the other side, the right side here of the aircraft, you can see just how big the cargo doors are on the 767. They are pretty big, and that's the front one, and here's the aft. The front one is genuinely huge, and I don't really know why, but obviously I guess the cargo variants also need that. So there are the two cargo doors, and everything on this side is roughly the same. Of course, you got the American flag facing that way, as it always flies that, because if it were a actual flag, that's the way when the wind blows or you go straight, it goes back. Same with the tail, always demonstrated there. The underside of the aircraft, not much, literally nothing, I guess. You got a little strobe light or whatever there. You got Gemini Jets logo. And of course, the wheels on Gemini Jets, the front one usually moves, and it does move. But then you move to these wheels right here, and they don't move at all. They are pretty much glued. Underside of the engines look pretty detailed. Moving on to the back, you have a little something port right there. I'm not too sure actually what that is. And then of course you have this thing right here as well. So overall, I really like the model. I'm really happy I have it in my fleet now. As like I said, I've kind of wanted it for a while, and I finally got it. And some of you guys will say, well, it's retired. Why did you want it? There's a lot of models I have that are retired. That doesn't mean I'm not going to collect them. I think these models are really, really important, as they were once a part of aviation. And the 767, it wasn't retired too long ago, around 25 years ago. Obviously, because of COVID and everything there. So it kind of sucks. Also, they're just a little older. But ultimately, I wanted in my collection, want to expand my American fleet also because it is, to me, a really, really nice model. And it's something I have a little bit of tie into. Apart from that, let's go ahead and set this guy aside. We could put him maybe in the background right here. How does that look? That's fine. And we're moving on to the US Airways A319. Oops, my hand got in the way. So, this model does not have a date when it was released. It does not have anything on the back, basically. Kind of lame, not gonna lie, but that's okay. The box is a little bit more plain, although the front looks better than some of those other ones. They have a little bit more customization and, you know, authenticity to US Airways. So obviously US right here, you got PSA, and you got Piedmont, and you got America West, and I guess, I don't know what that is. So let's go ahead and get the box open. There it is. Very nice. And then on the top, it just says US Airways. There's no information on the pamphlet, so that's just that. So let's get into the actual unboxing. Oh, come on. Ugh. There we go. Being a little bit stubborn. Obviously, plastic comes off. Ooh! Let me point this out. This box is old. I did not realize this is yellow. It looks like you took paint and like watered it down and just gave a quick layer. This is a very old model. I'd love to find out how old this is because this takes time and this is aging on a box. So that's really cool to actually see. So, let's see. US Airways Airbus A319 in the, I guess, America West livery? I'm not actually too sure. I should know, but I don't know. So, obviously, older US Airways livery. So, let's go and start off here, of course, with the front of the aircraft, which you have the, a little bit back. You have the nose cone. Focus. There we go. Nose, ooh, nice. Nose cone, cockpit windows. Looks like a, you know, some kind of membership right there, but I'm not too sure. You, of course, have the L1 door, and then moving back, you have the front landing gear. You moving over here. Whoa, where'd the focus go? There we go. You moving back have some windows, and then it leads to the red US Airways title with the American flag in red as well. Moving forward, you have the engines right here, which look pretty nice, I would have to say. And then you of course have the L2 door over the wing exit, and on this Model T you do have red arrows leading to the back of the wing for if there were an emergency. And then moving further back, we of course have more windows leading to the L3 door, and eventually coming over to the tail with the livery. And then of course the registration on this aircraft is November 828 Alpha Whiskey. if you are curious. Flipping to the other side, not much at all. You, of course, have down here, you have one cargo bay door and then the aft cargo door right there. On the bottom side, you do have a really big Gemini Jets logo, which it may look bigger because it's on a smaller aircraft, but beautiful right there. And then just the back has more detail. Of course, you have a little door right there, and then beautiful here showing on the back is the actual tail, the whole blue wraparound effect adds up in the bottom or on the underside of the aircraft, which is really cool detail to be able to just completely show that on the model. Overall, I love it. I think it will go really good with my collection. Now I have 4 A319s in the American family, which is very nice. But apart from that, that is the unboxing. I would say a beautiful, beautiful model here today. Two that I've wanted for some time, and I kind of finally got my hands on them. So that is, to me, a success. Apart from that, again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great, great Christmas. And as always, God bless.